Hi and welcome to a new episode of Towns. In today's video we will visit the Lithuanian town Ukmergė, which used to have a different name, but more about that in a bit. Let's take a trip to this charming town. Ukmergė lies slightly to the east of the center of Lithuania, in the northwestern corner of Vilnius County. It lies roughly 80 kilometers from Vilnius, halfway between the Lithuanian capital and Panevėžys. Ukmergė gets dissected by the Šventoji River and lies on the confluence with the Ukmergė River. Ukmergė has, according to 2021 data, 21,258 inhabitants. Ukmergė was first mentioned in the year 1225 and formed a fortress on and around a hill near the confluence of two rivers. The town would by these measures be one of the oldest towns in Lithuania, being mentioned earlier than the capital Vilnius. However, the first mention as a settlement only occurred in 1333. The settlement was mentioned because of an attack on the fortress by the Livonian Order, a sort of branch of the Teutonic Order. The Teutonic Order faced a lot of resistance from the Lithuanians, and therefore Ukmergė had to face quite a couple of attacks throughout the 14th century. The main reason for the fights was the fact that Lithuania was still mostly pagan, as one of the last countries in Europe. The Teutonic Knights were mostly on a crusading mission throughout these times. The conflict lasted for nearly 200 years. Lithuania eventually accepted Christianity. Ukmergė was still attacked after Lithuania's conversion to Christianity though. The first church in Ukmergė, the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul, was constructed in 1387. However, this did not stop the fights around Ukmergė. One of the final fights in this crusading period took place near Ukmergė in 1435, during what was essentially a civil war between the Livonian Order-backed Grand Duke Švitrigaila and Poland-backed Sigismund Kęstutis. The latter turned out to be the most successful of this battle. Ukmergė gained city rights in 1486. But this was far from a guarantee for a calm time in the history of Ukmergė. It has seen plunderings by the Swedish and Russian armies, it has seen the bubonic plague, and also in 1795, Lithuania was annexed by Russia. During the time that Lithuania was annexed by Russia, the grounds around Ukmergė became a battlefield once again. The first battle was between the Russian and French armies, while France was ruled by Napoleon Bonaparte, and the other battles were between Russia and Poland. Ukmergė took actively part in one of these battles, the January Uprising. Actually, so far I should have referred to Ukmergė as Ukmergė, as the name change only took place in 1918, shortly after Lithuania declared its independence. The old name of the town is still pretty visible, on for example its beer brand, but also its football team. For the most part of this interwar independence, Lithuania had a president from Ukmergė, Antanas Smetona. However, as you might have seen in my former towns videos, this period of Lithuanian independence did not last long. In 1940, the Soviet Union occupied Lithuania. Because of this, many Lithuanians were deported to Siberia. Soon after that, also the Germans invaded. Nazis killed a big part of the Jewish population of Ukmergė with the help of collaborators. After the Soviets defeated the Nazis, Lithuania was once again occupied by the Soviet Union. Also, the deportation to Siberia continued. Lithuania only regained independence in 1990. One of the leftovers of this period of occupation are two coupled Soviet nuclear missile bases near the woods of Ukmergė. These are now luckily ruined and Lithuania is a free country. One of the major sites to visit in Ukmergė is Ukmergės Piliakalnis, or hill fort, near the confluence of the Šventoji and Ukmergė. This place gives a nice view over the town, but is also the very place where Ukmergė formed around. Around the hill fort you can find a small park. Another must visit is the St. Peter and St. Paul Church, the oldest church in Ukmergė. As told before, the church was first constructed in 1387 and was therefore one of the first churches in Lithuania. The current church building was built between 1800 and 1820 after former churches were burned down several times. The church located in the Old Town is the Holy Trinity Church. The current church was constructed in 1863, after the wooden church in its place was burned down. After the Second World War, during the Soviet occupation, the church was closed. In 2018, the interior was renewed. Nearby the Holy Trinity Church, you can find the historic Fireman's Watch Tower, from where you can look over the Old Town. The tower dates back to the 19th century. And finally, the Old Town of Ukmergė is very charming. It is located on the right bank of the Schwentoje River and gets dissected by the Ukmergė River. Ukmergė is in terms of roads perhaps one of the most well-connected towns in Lithuania, being located near the intersection of two of the most important highways in the country. The A2 along the east side of the town is the highway between Vilnius and Panevėžys, which forms part of the route between Vilnius and Riga. It intersects with the A6, which forms the highway between Kaunas and Daugavpils. Because the A6 is going straight through Ukmergė, the A20 has been constructed as a bypass along the north side of the town. The bus station of Ukmergė is conveniently located along the A6, near the intersection with the A2. I would say that Ukmergė is a really nice town to pay a visit to, and it is not all that far from Vilnius. It has a fascinating history as one of the main battlegrounds in the crusading of Lithuania, and with its location of the confluence of the two rivers, it offers nice park and viewpoints. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like to see more of my work, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching.